Afternoon,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Trireme from Cephalot Central. My name is Superfir. I'm today follow up by
Samson, how you guys doing?
great, terrific. Uh, I would actually just start by saying that happy Marie Day, March the 13th. For those who don't know about the Splatoon community, is a very interesting day. It's just like Mario Day, but instead is of March 10th is March the 13th. And also happy Friday the 13th. If you have any horror movies you like to watch after this, be my guest. It would be very ironic in my opinion.
Probably one of the best dates we had this year. I'm not gonna lie. For best date for the best girl, best horror movie. You know how it goes.
It's kind of sad that also coronavirus was canceling every LAN tournament from left to right. I hope this gets sorted so we can get our E3 this year still, and maybe Long Island and Beacon. So those are some gruesome news, but it's good to keep updated on what's happening on the Splatoon world. Um, so far, we are trying to sync with the first round of the Trireme Squid Game. It's gonna be Sabiki versus Crusacian Crusaders. We're trying to contact both teams right now. Unfortunately, we're not having any success as so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, while we're on these
Uh,
teams, I can speak a little bit on the end of
sure,
Crusaders. I
sure, go
know
ahead.
uh, a lot of people talk about their Tetris Alley, but for the people here, I know Charlotte is an amazing player when it comes to working off of both. She's actually really interesting because she's a really good mid-level Dapples player as well as a great Crapid player. I just heard she picked it up recently, so I'm really interested to see what the Crusaders comp will be today.
Do you think we're gonna get some Clan Blitz matches, or we're just gonna stick with the vanilla most popular rank modes: Splat Zones, Tower, and Rainmaker?
Um, Honestly, judging on how the community's been responding to Rainmaker right now, I don't know how we'll see it. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Rainmaker. It's actually one of my favorite modes, but I think they'll probably. I know we start off on SC, so we'll see that. I think they might go over to tower control, and then depending on who wins or loses, I can't say what the other team will do. But Crustaceans probably tower control or Clan Blitz. I think we might see Clan Blitz, and if it gets down to the
Hmm.
wire.
That's interesting. The maps of Clan Blitz are not actually that bad on the first round counter pick. It's Anchovy, Snapper, and Wahoo World. Wahoo World. Oh, actually no. Anchovy, Inkblot, Piranha, Snapper, Cannon, Sturgeon, The Reef, and Wahoo World. Those are my great choices for Clan Blitz.
Okay, those sound amazing. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a Clan Blitz game go down then.
Definitely. So now, instead of talking about Clan Blitz, let's talk about the first round on Splatzone's Ink Blot Art Academy. What do you expect to see on the setup for both teams? You mentioned Kensa Rapid and the Dapples.
Yes. They also have Isaac, who is. I'm sorry. They also have Isaac, who I've played a couple sets of SDL with the Splatoon Draft League, and he's an amazing knot player. He also has a great looking sniper. Also, I noticed on Seiki they have Icy, who might be from Blackline. I know that team disbanded a while ago. She was a great player on that team. If I recall correctly, she might have played NZAP, but I'm not 100% sure. It looks
Interesting.
like this is going to be a really fierce team or fight between both teams.
I'm
I
noticing
expect to
that
see a lot of action.
both teams are. It's probably both teams have some pickups on their roster.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, in fact, Crustacean is playing with one, if not two, members. I'm not sure if Jordan's counted as an official member, but the only person with a CC tag on Crustaceans is Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I was sure about Crusacian Crusaders, then I was like, is only Sharp being the only member from Crusacian Crusaders, the only representative of their team here?
Yes.
So, is this technically a
Yeah.
Crusacian Crusaders or just a pickup
No,
teams?
it's a whole new pickup, honestly. But I do know all four members on it. The B star is Barry. Um, we also have Isaac is Isaac and Jordan is Jordan. I'm a bit familiar with Rhythm as well, with IC2. The other two players are unknown to me, so I'm really excited to see what they can bring out.
Oh, the match is gonna start. Let's see what we have stored for us. I hope to see a lot of snipes. I hope to see a lot of overtime. Then I hope to see a lot of action.
Hmm. Well, if we're talking about overtimes and action, the spot sounds the best place to see it.
Oh, we don't have a backliner on just only Jordan's the backlining here. Interesting.
Double back line on Crescent. Oh no, sorry. At
Oh,
the
backline is
mistake,
on
the
there.
not. Yeah, no back line
It's the
on
Nato.
a Seiki. Yeah, the not the midline.
Here's an
This
interesting
is
thing.
amazing.
The cancel shot is just going for the early flank so she can get the Chargers' attention, leave the zones for their team to take. But unfortunately for no, fortunately for Crustacean Crusaders, they had to fall back because they lost the zone on the first second, so they have to try to get back to it.
Yeah, it looks like they totally took them out. From Crusaders' part, it looks like they're starting to get off their flat. Oh, but a bomb rush coming out. Looks like they might have to stay on there.
Still a little bit longer. Sabiki is just managing to keep the pressure. Let's see if they can avoid the Booyah bomb.
Bubbles for the blocking the Booyah. That was really smart.
Smart from Reiki throwing the bubbles over there. I was expecting them to just shred. Yeah, Sabiki will have to fall back. Crustacean Crusaders is getting the team. It's very hard to commentate based on the tag.
Yeah.
Like, I have to check who is on which team on my notes to be sure of that. Jordan getting some very good snipes here.
They have a lot of similar, or not a lot, but they have a couple similar weapons and how they move around with the Yenzap, the Junior, the
Yenzap and the Junior don't differ much from themselves except from the kit, like Splat Bomb armor, Suction Bomb armor. It doesn't differ that much.
Yep, they love to run around and get pain. It looks like they might, at 1 point away from taking lead. They're going to try and recover, but can't do it.
And Zap, jump out, please. Charlotte, oh, nice jump. She managed to save the armor. Now she needs to wait for their teammates to also charge their specials.
And it looks like they're all close to it. K-Pro's going to get the Booyah here soon.
Let's see if they can manage their push. They are throwing the Booyah and the armor right now, trying to get the zone back.
No specials to respond to it until they get armor, which they're just about to get. Let's
Here
see how it
comes
goes
an
now.
armor from Precision Crusader.
2 down on Crustacean. Oh, 1. Looks like
nice snipe,
back
but unfortunately it's a 1v2. It's not favorable for the backliner. They have to fall back.
Yeah. That was almost immediate. I've never seen a team do so many numbers that fast.
Yeah, they're still keeping the zone under control and keeping everyone at their drop. There's nothing much they can do at this point. If they can,
splatted out by the K shot. That was a real
sorry,
nice
Jordan. I understand what you're trying to do, but you can't rush splat zones. It was just not Crusaders time. Yeah, so Sabiki is gonna get the first victory on the set.
Really strong display there out of Sadiki. Absolutely amazing play from them. I loved how they just kept the pressure going. Even when they took back the zone, it almost felt like they came back, respawned, got their plan, and just immediately retook it back. Really nice flow of play from them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm asking our streamer to change this camera setting, so instead of just homing above the match, it also manages to get behind the players, so we can easily see their picks.
Yeah, I'd love to see a little bit more of the action without a spectator.
I do love the action from above, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to see the movement the players are doing with their own controllers, and those are some of the most hype moments we can commentate, or else it's just like a little bit bland and not fun. So Crustacean Crusader is gonna have to pick the counter pick now. Do we expect to see zones again, or are we changing to another mode?
Looks like we have TC Mako Mart on here, so as I kind of thought they would go with tower control. Mako Mart's going to be an interesting map because that allows for Blaster as well as Roller, so I want to see what they're going to pull out. Be a very interesting fight.
I'm expecting to see buckets like Sloshings and Soda Bucket. Like, they are very aggressive when it comes to the first and second checkpoint because of their how aggressive they are. And
this
obviously,
map's really good.
The Ray.
This map's really good for... The Ray is amazing on this map. This map's really good for, honestly, just throwing out really big, really long hitboxes. So I'm really interested in seeing who's going to bring out, I guess, the most and see how well they can use it.
Interesting. Like, I consider Splat Zones one of the maps you don't need a backliner. Do we expect to see any backliner from from Sabiki?
Honestly, they don't need it for tower control either. What they're running now, they can easily have the junior sit on tower, farm out armors, and start making the game theirs. The same thing could happen on Crusaders either. They have, interestingly, a heavier backline comp. So if they do push them back, they do have the backline in the back. But I don't think you need a backline for TC.
It's interesting. Yeah, the Inkjet is also very good for the edges. As a backliner myself, I hate when I'm sniping and I out of nowhere see a backline. So the Nautilus Inkjet is probably gonna stay. Oh no, double cancel shot.
Yep, double K shot out of them. Nautilus is running a very similar comp from the same of Crusaders. Double K shot, no armor actually, which is really interesting.
On both? Oh no, actually just the NZAP on the purple team.
They have a nice first pick, nice double pick from Isaac. That's really good. Their backline goes down on CC.
That's the time for the beginning of the push.
Yep. This pushes.
Even though Isaac is a Nautilus.
Yes.
I think Nautilus is just getting the early inkjet, so the pressure can be kept. Yeah. So but now someone needs to be on tower instead.
But nobody's gotten on tower yet. Oh, and bubbles are on it. And there goes that push.
Yeah, Ricky managed to easily get the wipe from their team. It's just like Bubbles is so aggressive on any mode. It's very hard to fight against them.
And very good for TC where you have to sit on that checkpoint. Notice 3 of them going on the left and 1 hit it over here on the right. Let's see how they respond to that great push that they made earlier. A nice 2 down off of CC.
Rhythm manages to get a little bit of the checkpoint, but not enough to get the lead, unfortunately.
Just 1 point off, actually.
1 point.
We're trying to keep mid here.
They're trying to keep mid and trying to get the higher ground on the right box.
Oh, they're gonna grab tower. 2 down on the side of safety.
Two specials with B and Jordan. Like Crusaders has 2 specials. They can easily get the first checkpoint and manage to put some points up as well. Unfortunately, the Booyah Bomb did not manage to. Oh, they actually get the first checkpoint.
Yes, that's actually really key. But we'll see. I wouldn't say the first checkpoint's the greatest thing that this take, but maybe if they can stop them out of this one.
I mean, keep trying to keep the pressure over the tower now. I see Bubbles on the left side trying to keep the charger away from the tower so the first checkpoint can easily be obtained. They managed to get it, and they managed to get the lead.
And they have 2 down on the side of CC. Looks like they're going to go a little bit farther. Maybe they'll take the second too.
They maybe get close to it. They're going to get the close one. The pick on the K-Pro was essential. The Nautilus is also going down. Oh,
it was a perfect flank from the K-Pro and K-Shot. Oh, but they respond back.
The NZAP tried his best. He got a pick, but it's not well enough to stop the push. The Bubbles are just
going to hold him there on checkpoint. Oh, let's do or die. 1 underneath the tower.
The Crusaders need to keep the pressure, needs to get the Bubbles out, needs to get the turf back. Right, they're probably going to keep the armor so they can sync with the Inkjet, but unfortunately Nautilus goes down. Sloshing is in mid
the ray as well, so.
They didn't manage to use a single ray. 2v1, not a good matchup for the NZAP.
But the
K-Pro managed to get a pick. Oh,
barely.
Nice pick on
really
Icy.
Clean fight.
Burns just getting pressured anyway. He
misses
managed
the
to
pick, jumps out.
saving the ray, but still didn't have an opportunity to use it just yet. Both cancel shot are just managing to keep the pressure and slaying the teams from Crusaders' point of view.
Holding that ray will be really key as they go down the alleyway again. Maybe this one will be the one to stop him. That's 1 down.
First push of the ray. Count 2 kills of the ray. Yeah.
Oh, 3 of them are down on side of Sadiki.
The Crusaders seems to be not being able to get control of mid. They managed to get the stop on the tower, but not getting the picks they need to keep the push alive.
Oh, that bomb. Oh, that was a great bomb.
Yeah. Got splattered by the bomb because he didn't see it. But me too actually managed to get the pick and just managing to get back mid and pressuring the K-Pro.
There, CC tried to take mid. They almost got it, but I think they might have missed a few key areas.
Was trying to both pressure and tell his teammates about the position of the other players.
really hard to multitask like that. Oh, me with that perfect turnaround. Okay.
Nice. I think there's also a little bit of RNG on the cancel shot on his favor.
Yeah. I want to say that his
nice
turnaround
pick.
was
It's a
all
life
skill.
for Precision Crusader.
Yeah, actually, perfect play.
They actually push any further from now? It's 20 minutes, 20 seconds at the end of the match. They just need to keep the pressure, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the farther they get into any race, the farther they have to bring it over to theirs. So,
like Jordan's just trying to get the race so he can get people off the mid, but there's nothing much Precision Crusader will be able to do because like in less than 30 seconds you can't charge a race fast enough.
yeah, this is their last push, last call to work. A flank.
So on a flank.
Let's see what they get.
GG. Oh no!
The save.
The push is still alive. The push is still alive.
Oh, still on the right. They have good anything from all sides. They got to watch from the front and the right here and left. All sides. Oh, that's a clean kill. Oh wait! Oh no! The bomb got
It's only the ends up and
their Crusaders was just surrounded, but that was a really nice comeback from them. They almost had that. I could definitely tell that Sabiki was feeling pressure from that one.
Yeah, like just the comeback was worth watching. The display of skills from both Precision Crusaders and the destruction from the Sabiki's team with the double cancel shot. Damn. The amount of turf Sabiki had the whole match was just insane. And this is going to be it. Yeah. So first team to win on round 1 on our stream is going to be Sabiki. They're advancing to the next round, while Precision Crusader is going to go to the losers round 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I expect to see them go farther than that, but I'm absolutely interested to see if they'll make a comeback. Sabiki, though, really interesting play from them. I love the way they showed out today.
Interesting enough, Precision Crusaders and Sabiki were seeded 8 and 9. If this was not randomly seeded, we got, even though it was just a 2-0, it was a good display of skills, even though they were technically tied for seed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. It definitely shows the level of skill you can have in this game.
Do you remember the days when the double ray was a meta? I'm expecting to see that we're probably going to see more double cancel shots, not only on the meta in this Splatoon 2, but also on these matches right now.
I mean, I can see that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. For me, I always see Ken's Splatter Shot as more of a filler. It's still a good weapon on its own, but usually it's when you don't know what to put in for that last place or your comp and you just slap one on.
I guess if you don't know what to run twice, then you just go double cancel shot.
I'd probably do that, yeah.
The vanilla splatter shot is not a good set because of the splashdown and its uses, and the inkjet got so many nerfs that make the original splatter shot a little bit unviable. So the cancel shot with the missile spam, the amount of turf, and the ability to splat faster than the orange end zap just make it a much more viable weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely say it's got a better ability of aggressiveness due to its sub. I actually think the orange and depth splats slightly faster, but I'm not sure. I do.
You always smaller.
Yeah, it's like really small. Honestly, in the 1v1, it wouldn't matter much. When it comes down to, I think a lot of things, it's weird because you actually see. I've noticed when I'm looking at the meta and other things for X rank that T-Tech still stays up really high even after all the nerfs, but it goes through these weird periods of depression where people don't play it in periods, pick it up all up all of a sudden again. It's really interesting to see how much people love that weapon.
In Custom Blaster is also an inkjet special focus on special, but I assume that because inkjet is a little bit harder to use compared to missiles where you just press two buttons and that's it, people will go for the cancel shot as a more easy weapon to master rather than the T-Tag. I'm not saying that one weapon is better than the other. Just saying that people that know how to use the inkjet will probably use the Octashot or the T-Tag over the cancel shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. I main the cancel, but for me, I definitely can notice that people. It's also due to just how if you pop an inkjet and you get a quad, you get a quad. But if you pop an inkjet and the sniper gets you, that's kind of it. Compared to where if you get pop missiles, whether you hit one person or 4, it's not going to do a lot.
Also, like if you have missiles, you can easily just tell your teammates where everyone is if you are in VC compared to solo matches. So definitely Especially for Ray, I've seen a lot of people sinking missiles with Ray, not only to just make it easier for the sniper to the splat charger to see them in map, but also like to get that damage and get the splat much more easy. Because like 50, it's a 50 damage if you even get indirected hit by the missiles.
Yep, absolutely. It's also, I know, we actually saw it in the last match, when you have a push like that and you're being surrounded by all sides, you got to know which place to put in more of your teammates and allies.
Exactly.
So having a missile there to tell where the enemy is really helpful, so that you can stop their pushback.
Megomar is also a very small map compared to like bigger maps like Inkblot Art Academy or Wahoo World or even Piranha Pit. So there isn't much people can hide to get the flanks, but still people manage to pull it out because of like under pressure or just not expecting the flank. And the cancel shot is just shines on those hallways.
Yes, absolutely.
So who are we streaming on the round 2? Are we going to round 2 or losers round 1?
Let me check bracket real quick. Man, I gotta say, I love me some Battlefly. Checking the bracket right now.
The only team left finishing, which is the only team that is actually going to the third match, is Beastie Coys and Midnight.
It's a really interesting. I know players on both of those teams.
Yeah, me too.
I've heard of them, but yeah, that's gonna be a really interesting match.
I have some bias. Oh, BC Coys managed to get the third win, the advance to the next round.
So we'll be watching Beastie Coys versus Poncho Cat.
Exactly. I do have some bias towards one of the teams that we're about to watch. I'm gonna try to don't sound that much bias depending on the roster. But we also getting a very high this is a much higher seeded match than we just stream on round 1. They're placed on 4th and 5th. I'm actually expecting to see a lot of well coordinated specials and plays from both teams.
And I expect nonetheless, as Beastie Coys took, Beastie Coys and Midnight, I believe, also were ahead of their divisions in Splatoon Amateur Circuit, I believe.
I've been a little bit off because Ludi hasn't started yet, and it's been like how many years, like a decade or something since the last season. So it's been hard to keep track of some teams if you're not familiarized with smaller tournaments like SAC, but some tournaments are not allowed to play after they win, so it's a little bit more complicated. Squid spawning grounds, etc., etc.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of action from Beastie Coys as you used to because they've actually been banned from that for winning it. But yeah, I've grown a beard since the last Ludi season. We're really starving during this Ludi drought.
If you go to their server and just ask when it's gonna be starting, they're just gonna reply soon, and that's it.
Sometimes we get a soon TM. It's real fun.
Indeed. One of the things I'm starting to notice on some tournaments is that some maps are just getting banned either way. Like, for example, I'm not seeing any Murray representation on any tournaments. Do you think people should still practice on those maps even though they're not showing up?
Personally, for me, I know this community likes to say that we don't ban any maps, so we really need to ban some, but quite honestly, you'll see it in almost every tournament. I would like to say soft ban maps. More you're never going to see, in my opinion, unless it's the tournament with a totally different rule set. Most people do not enjoy playing on Moray. I would not expect to see that come out in any capacity.
Only one person I know likes playing on Murray because the only weapon he loves above everyone else's weapons is the E-Leader. So if you play E-Leader, of course you're gonna love Murray Towers. But I doubt you're gonna love Murray Towers and Clanblade. So Murray is still a very not likable map for most people in the community anyway.
Yeah, well, a lot of people in the community usually agree with the sentiment that a lot of Splat 1, won't say all of them, but a lot, especially a couple key culprits, aren't people's favorite to play on.
I've seen a lot of people now still play on Schellendorf. I've watched a tournament recently where Team Olive sorry, because they disbanded, unfortunately. They counterpicked twice with Shellendorf, both on zones and tower control.
I think that Shellendorf rework really helped it out. I don't think it's as unplayable as people think it is. I don't think it's the most perfect thing, but definitely still a map you can play on. I'd argue better than some of the other maps in this game. It definitely put up a couple tiers in my tier list.
Interesting. Now, moving on to the round 2, we are almost set up with the teams. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Samson, but do I see a possibility that we have an Australian representative here? Do we see Latias here with her charger skills?
I want to say no. This sounds weird, but there's a lot of Latiuses and a lot of Latioses.
I only actually know one Latios and one Latias, but let's see. If she picks the charger, it's gonna be
if
like
they pick
it's
the
the
charger,
Latias.
it's gotta be the one we know. If they don't, I know a bit about the other one, but everybody knows the one with the charger. I believe the one that we know, the Latias, is frontline.
Okay. Now, from Beastie Coys, if I remember correctly, Gregugueiro and Banana are the front lines of their team, so I'm expecting to see Kensa shot, maybe? Again?
From Gregoru, I'm going to shorten it to Greg, because that's just easier to say for me. But for Greg, he plays, for sure, K-Pro and Kensa Splatter Shot. And from Banana, I believe Banana plays midline. Or no. Sorry, I'm confusing it now. Ivan, I know, is a hammer main for sure. That sounds so weird to say, but the hammer mains exist even in the year 2020. Roundy plays midline.
I mean, I expect that. Here's the thing: when Brella came to the update, I expected more weapons to be with the Brella. But here's the thing: most weapons that do come with the Brella are still very viable. It's just a matter of like if players use the sploosh or the brush or the L3. But the hammer on the Brella is the most common one.
Yes.
Okay, so Latias is from
brush.
Australia.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to say, Roundy's more support and midline for them. So you will be seeing Ivan pick up that, or you will be seeing Banana pick up that K-Shot and Greg on that Starter Shot Pro. Black Belly RM is honestly my favorite Black Belly mode, so we'll see how this goes. Oh.
Then before, after the renovation on Black Belly?
Oh, after the renovation.
Okay, fair enough. So BC Coys is trying to keep the pressure.
Ivan with the double.
Yes, Ivan got the double of the head.
It's almost a really nice direct from them.
It was a nice first attempt push from Poncho Care, but I don't think they're gonna manage to stop their push right now. Even though they're gonna probably use Hammer right now to keep the pressure on Poncho.
Yeah, and with that armor, that's gonna help him out. 70's on spec stepping on the front door of your enemy, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, Junior v Tetra, and it looks like Tetra's gonna have to be forced retreat here.
Banana's almost
1918. Wow, okay.
Damn.
That's a little bit close. They're inside the house. Oh, what a nice kill from that spot.
I was a little bit disappointed with the 1v1 between the Tetris and the Junior, because the Tetris has the advantage, and the Junior just relies on the RNG.
So even though the Junior knew where the Tetris was going, I'd say they have their way around Tetra too, I'd say.
Poncho Cat is just trying to push from the left side. I consider the push on the left the safest route, because you don't have to keep left and right check. You only need to keep check on the right side and on front. Now, a Stingray would be nice here.
Yeah, a Stingray would be really nice for defense, but when it comes to going through that pipe, honestly, I think going through Mazer, the right route, is the easiest one, because when you're going through that pipe, the only way you can go through is back and front, and that's really hard to get out of.
BK Ivan was trying to get a kill, Splat with the hammer. Unfortunately, he missed the swing, but still he managed to put the backline and and Poncho just away from the Rainmaker.
Speaking of left, looks like BK might be taking the right, that route. There's a sniper watching the pipeline now.
Roundy is just trying to keep the charger distracted, in my opinion, but he didn't. The Tetris came in and got the sweet splat. Now, let's see if Poncho can actually get mid and the Rainmaker back. Yep! The Tetris is now shining over here.
So, yeah, Tetris is absolutely going through. Flashy weapon.
A bit disappointed. I'm not expecting to see the Tetris picked up the Rainmaker, because it's the most aggressive weapon on their set, apart from the Kensa shot. I was expecting more of the blaster getting this.
I mean,
Here's the
Wave.
wave.
I think they could push through with it. Oh, here comes Pin. Oh, ooh, a nice hammer spot right
From the
there.
hammer. Wrong swing, but when you're a brush, you don't need to worry about that much.
Yeah, left or right doesn't matter. It's just hitting.
BC Quest is just easily getting the map control back. Ladian's having some trouble getting the shots over Ivan. I'm a little bit weird here. I was expecting
due to the paint difficulties on their comp. They don't have anything to paint outside of the Kansas shot, and maybe the charger if they can push up.
Yeah, the blaster is not a tanking weapon; it's a slaying weapon, which makes harder for Poncho to get control of mid.
And the Tetris struggle to paint as well, so right now, BC Quest is having no issue getting back in.
Now they're gonna try with a push with those missiles from the Kansas shot holding the Rainmaker. I think they can actually get a little bit further this time. Maybe not, because BC Koi is actually just...
Oh, they're keeping them right out of their home field.
Yeah. Oh, here comes,
putting it right here. Oh,
30? 30? Oh.
21 right before. A really close move.
Yeah.
The hammer popped the shield earlier. I don't know if that was the right call.
Oh, the snipe on the brush.
Oh, they might be able
This
to take
could be
it.
it.
Oh,
It's just the junior. It's
no.
just the junior. This is GG.
I don't think they'll be able to stop it. Oh, is that lead?
A little delay, and that's it.
Oh, just barely got the invincibility frames before that bomb came off.
I was
As we said earlier,
expecting...
really close game.
I was expecting a splat on the Rainmaker on the last point because of the way it got painted and the suction bomb was thrown, but they got patient, they painted the totem for the Rainmaker to do the KO, and that's it.
And they weren't afraid to just cap it.
But still, good plays from both teams. BC Kois was putting most of the pressure at the beginning of the match. They clearly had the bigger advantage, but on the last minute, I think there was a choke, maybe. With everyone getting wiped and the Rainmaker getting going to Poncho Cat instead.
I think they might have gotten a little bit too anti too. You can notice them dropping off before others, just trying to scramble to keep them away from the Rainmaker. And as we know, Poncho Cat really held themselves together, held themselves patiently, easily took them out for the stragglers.
Yeah, the blaster keeping the pressure on the right side, and the sniper on the left side. Now, Clan Blitz on the Reef. This is an interesting map. I actually expect to see a lot of control of bridge in order to guarantee the victory from either teams. That's gonna be their main target.
Oh yes, absolutely. The bridge is the most important part. You can tell who's gonna push, who's gonna move back, just from how the bridge looks sometimes. But we can't doubt what happens near that light post in that alley.
Oh yeah, the flanks are gonna be all the time happening. Oh, no denying that. Do we expect to see any weapons changing from any teams?
We might see a change out from Brush on the side of Beastie Coys, but on the side of Poncho Cat, I'm not quite sure.
I'm expecting to see Baller and Bubbles, but the thing with the Brush is just that it's a good slaying, but not good when it comes to taking back mid or recovering your basket from the enemy team, because the Brush is such a close range weapon, and against higher players, it's in solo queue it works, but on teams it's a little bit harder to pull it off.
If he's running with Brush, he'll have to use the hammer to push in. Okay.
They're gonna go for
he's going with a different brush.
Actually,
yes,
I forgot to consider that. We're expecting Bubbles and a Brush, so there's two viable ways for pushes on Clan Blitz. Skitter is gonna just keep in with the Tetris. Latias is trying to keep the control of the basket and trying to get as many picks as she possibly can on the bridge, but it's just getting very hard with Beastie Coys keeping in the pressure.
And a nice baller out of Ivan. They have the two balls selected. There's 23 clans.
I was expecting to have
baller was too early to call. That's one clan. Maybe it was immediate kill. You see one hiding behind their box? Oh. Blaster got him, but they put in two clans before. Oh,
it was a nice pick on Latias and Bob. Now it's just a gal. They just need to get bridge, get mid, and get clamps, and that's gonna be a push from Poncho Cat.
Does Tetris have a splash down? Oh, but nice kill. don't have to use it.
Still don't have a power clam except for one of their baskets, which is a little bit weird. So are they trying to first? Oh, they're juggling their clams.
They're getting the paint in the position
Nice,
ready.
nice.
That should be
Right now?
The ball. This looks like a really solid push.
Wow. The Charger is just keeping the pressure under the basket and using the baller to keep himself alive against the brush. A good attempt.
Okay. Ball for BK member help out. Charger's easily dealt with.
BC Coins now needs to get gets control of map once again, since they did in the beginning, to get their push.
That bridge. Oh, there's a baller.
Here comes the baller. Are they gonna do a risky push?
And they as well. It may not just be risky. It might be a solid one actually. But the blast is keeping them away. And that's the really strong power of the blast on this map, just being able to keep you away just by shooting shots near the goal.
Here comes a sneaky. Here comes a sneaky. Is there a score? It's a score.
Yep. And now BK is forced to go back to their map.
Yeah.
Oh, coming off the bridge, the blaster.
And giving control of bridge to Poncho Cat. BC Coins lost most of his map because they weren't paying attention to the flank from the cancel shot.
But that flank did give them a free ball, so we'll see how that goes.
It's true. They have now 2 balls, but they don't seem to be able to just push on their base. Oh, we have a flank actually. I think the brush is by the basket. Yeah, here comes the risky push.
And the ball that keeps them out of the both in. They need more than that to win, but they have bubbles to push it up. Those are going to be free plans in.
And they got the lead.
Perfect. Nice. We look at Roundy putting him in. Perfect play. Splash down to get rid of those bubbles. Perfect. Another one in. Bananas putting in all of the clams there. Absolutely beautiful play.
Now they just need to keep mid. It's not even. Oh, they're going for more points. Oh,
and Greg just secures that kill on the sniper. Beautiful play from Greg.
Beautiful play.
He almost has Booyah Bomb. That's an amazing sneak up.
A panic Booyah Bomb maybe would be too much anticipated. Oh, here comes the Booyah Bomb.
They might actually be greedy enough to go for another push. But the Sentinel missiles get him.
The missiles destroyed the shield, unfortunately. Well, BC Coins has the advantage now. They just, like, 1 minute and 30 seconds.
On the side of Midnight.
And neither team has even a power clam on their favor, except for the one in the Poncho Cat's basket.
Latius sees another flank.
I to get the flank, but doesn't seem to work out. Now, here's the thing. She's leaving the bridge open for pushes, and they are 1 down.
Beastie Boys doesn't have a backline, though, so it will be hard for them to get into that easily, but we'll see how they can do.
I'm noticing that the Booyah Bomb and the Brush have been sinking a lot of their Booyah Bombs in the baller. I'm expecting to see a little bit more if the Gal gets their special.
I expect so too. I think they have a nice synergy going with the baller hurting the rest of the team to one side and Booyah catching them.
Oh,
that's seeing a lot of sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice play out of Latius here.
Okay, nice play as well as. Now, are they trying to make a risky push? They are jumping, I think? Yes, they are jumping. Oh, nice pick from Poncho.
They only need a couple more clams in. There's a blaster. The blaster from up top might just give them the lead, actually.
The blaster was sharp.
That's a trade on the blaster. They don't have enough time to keep that lead there. It was a really nice push.
Clams, unfortunately. They need 1 clam and 1 power and 1 clam to get the win here, Poncho Cat. BC Coins just needs to hold the zone. I enjoy hearing the 3 shots from the Gal trying to kill the Charger.
Blaster's gonna go over here and pick up the pity. They're waiting on a jump hit. Oh, they are worried about that ball on the left. Comes with a baller.
Actually, just trying to
play.
Nice rush.
That's a double.
It's not about scoring. It's just about keeping Poncho Cats at bay. Actually, at this point, yeah, that's gonna be it.
They perfectly did that. That brush play was perfect.
Thinking that actually, yeah, like I'm just gonna go there and distract them. I don't need to do anything else. Like, if the brush managed to succeed while pushing, good for him. If he doesn't, it's like seconds they took away from Poncho Cat just so they couldn't score.
It was
perfect.
Beautiful having a treat they couldn't resist, if you would. A baller and a power clam.
Exactly. Now this is a best of 3 still, so we're just waiting. This is gonna be our last match. Let's see who's gonna advance on the next round.
It's gonna be
We saw Clan
one of
Blitz
the
and
ringers.
Zones. Are we seeing? No, sorry. We saw Clan Blitz and Rainmaker. Are we expecting to see Zones and Tower now? Or
I don't know
maybe.
what Midnight would think is their best mode. Zones would be an interesting one. From the looks of it, I want to think about how they handled taking back all that territory and things from the last game. It looked like BK had a really easy time getting the splats um, off of Midnight, and Midnight was really good at applying pressure. But
Sure.
we'll see what they think. Or Poncho, I keep on saying Midnight. I'm so sorry,
Looking at the
listening to
map.
Poncho Cat.
That's fair. I'm expecting to see. So what map we got? Tower Control and Piranha Pit. For Ray, I'm not gonna. It's just like perfect for Ray. You have so much turf so you can charge it. It's gonna be the. Latches is gonna just have fun all the time around. She's probably gonna go stuff from the right side while the frontliners are gonna go left conveyor belt. If Poncho Cat can get the first picks, they can easily just start pushing the tower and just get the first checkpoint. Hands down. Because
Maybe.
Beast.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
Oh, okay. Maybe actually they might not go Ray. They might go Bomb Rush, but that could be up to Latias. I know I can definitely understand why Ray would be strong here, but having a lot of that turf to help your team push up so they can hit that right side and start splatting whatever backline or whatever long range they have on there is really key. But we'll see what they go with.
I'm expecting BC Coins to still keep the non-backlining because they managed to keep more aggression where they don't run backlining. So I'm also not expecting to see them neither using Ray or backlining in general.
Less backline, more bombs is really good for BK right here.
Well, Junior and Roller, you can't ask for more bombs than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then absolutely a perfect pick on Pit so they can drop down like an assassin and take out whoever they need to.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's gonna be the first push for BC Coins. Both 2 players down from Poncho Cat is not gonna be
3 down on Poncho Cat. An amazing start of the game. We're not even more than 30 seconds into the game.
First armor from the Junior is crucial on these maps. Like if the Junior or the NZAP just gets an armor early on in the game, it helps your Slayer so much. The Blaster doesn't seem to be having a good time here. It's basically stuck in spawn and he can't approach mid safely.
Can't approach until the rest of his teammates get paint and kills and push back in. As you said earlier, armor is really strong on this, but it still works as a double-edged sword. If you have armor on a checkpoint, I'd say be more cautious than usual that you can get knocked off. We're seeing a really similar play here. Missiles to knock them off of the tower, but they're not rushing in with the missiles. Booyah to keep them off.
BC Coins can't stop the tower because they don't have any range for it. Only the Booyah was able to stop it, but now they're gone. Unfortunately, Skidder couldn't avoid the kill.
Maybe baubles to drop down with, but it looks like they pushed them out, so they don't have to worry about that.
That's good. But they lost the lead, unfortunately.
Yes, and it looks like there's a lot of fights here.
It's nice avoiding. Oh, maybe?
They had to pop the bubbles to save themselves there.
The panic bubble. Yeah.
Jump out? That's a solid choice.
Is stream cut out from me? Did it cut out from you?
No, it's still good. I'll pick up your weapon.
Okay, pick up
picking up armor. Pushing the charger off the sniper. It looks like they're starting up another push here. Blaster's down, so they don't have to worry about that. But the sniper does have Ray. Up there it goes. Exactly as you said, the Ray's so strong there. He's picking out who he needs to.
Okay, I managed to return. My stream is back on. Nice. Unfortunately, I missed the Ray from the charger. Sad.
Yeah.
Oh, the bubble just keeping the pressure is amazing.
Nice, and the charger has to set them. And there goes the roller with them.
Speak.
So that bubble threat's been dismantled. This charger is looking like the answer to what Poncho Cat needed.
Yeah, this is a very good stop to the push. Now let's see if they can keep their push as far as they can.
Splashdown 2. This whole team is working in an amazing synergy right now.
Yeah.
But they are not on the tower.
But unfortunately, they just use armor. I think Lach is gonna hold up on that a little bit longer.
They have to pop the armor to get back in. You see the Junior coming off the ramp.
Oh, here comes another round of bubbles.
Yep. Oh, nice. There goes
Big from BC Coins. The charger had to jump out. Save the Ray at least. Better
they're
than
watching the stairs.
Nice pick on the Skitter.
Still lost to the Tetras, but K-Shot picks it right back up.
Looks a little bit like a not very like you see the Ray was not actually aiming at anyone, was just scattering them. Unfortunately, Poncho is not gonna be safe. Is BC just trying? I think BC is just trying to cheese the lead right now. They
could. Oh no, that blaster does what it does best. Had that blaster not been there, they would have taken the lead.
Honestly. I think they should have waited a little bit longer and get turf control for the.
I think if they saved the bubble or two, they would have been able to take it too.
Yeah. I don't think actually it was necessary. If the blaster had one more shot, it was gonna be. But the cancer shot had the advantage for the turf. Debatable.
But it looks like BK has another chance of pushing here, and they might take the lead this time.
60,
5, 4. There goes the lead.
Just 1 point.
Oh, wait, no, he blew us off.
No, it's not.
Oh my god.
Not enough.
No, the ball's in here this time.
There we go. BC is
no, not yet. Okay, there we go. That was really tense.
I actually expect someone to clip that.
Yeah. Oh my god. Talking about a close match.
Now, it's not anyone's game. There's a 7-point difference. They just need to keep the turf on their side, keep the to get the lead back from BC.
One good lockout and a couple specials will give them the lead, but they just wasted 2 being the 10 most of the splashdown. Oh, and the Tetras go down. They're 2 down right now. They may not have what they need for the push, but BK is dropping in with 2.
The blaster and the Tetras are just trying to push, but the bubbles don't seem to be letting them do anything further.
And now they can't approach because those bubbles are there. Bubbles are just the perfect bomb, honestly. You put so much
nice placement from Ivan. Nice bubbles, nice bomb.
Oh, that's a really key pick on the K shot, and the blaster's right around the corner. It looks like
quite taken.
Yes. Oh man, that was not yes for BC was taken, but yes, that was just like exactly what I was expecting out of these 2 teams.
It was so clutch. That was so clutch. But I'm happy both teams managed to display some excellent skills.
Yeah, I'm absolutely so proud of the skill that these 2 displayed, really showing of just how far you can go. It's amazing to see that Beastie Boys just took out a team with one of the best players in Australia.
And I'm gonna say that Gregu is like one of the just kept showing the viewers how skillful his cancer shot is. It's amazing how pressure he can keep. Like at the very end of the match, like he was just keeping his missiles on so he could like stop one last push from the Poncho cast. It was just amazing. Just like we can say both skills from both teams, especially from Latias, one of the, as you said, the best players in Australia. I adored watching this match and adore commentating. Thank you so much for giving me this honor.
It was amazing, and I thank you guys so much for having me on mic. I'm gonna go swap out for our dude Bash-4, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
What's good, Stream Squad? It's your boy Bash.
Hi Bash, how's your day going?
Pretty good. How about yours?
Okay, I still haven't lost my voice with the stream just yet, but I'm having loads of fun and learning new things I didn't even know about. Like I've seen so much good display of skill, and I don't know if you were watching, but these 2 sets were just amazing to watch.
Some crazy matches.
Now let's see. Apparently, we're gonna keep watching Beastie Boys on round 3
against Lazarus.
Let's see. Oh yes, they're gonna play against Lazarus, the first seed team here. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tight match.
Yeah, definitely. Might be an uphill battle for the Beastie Boys because Lazarus has been putting on a strong showing so far. Do these teams have any history?
I know. Okay, so most Beastie Boys, I'm familiarized already with most of these players. I've met them in solo. I had the opportunity to face against them. What I can see is that Beastie Boys doesn't seem to use a backliner in general. Like any comps is just front linings at all. Now, from Lazarus, from the players that are just joined the room, I know Josh from the Charger server. He's a very well backliner. He plays a lot of E-leaders, Splat Chargers in general, and Bamboo. I don't know if he plays a little bit of heavies, but I'm expecting to see a lot already from this match, only with these 2 players from Lazarus joining the room.
Oh, definitely. This should be interesting. So is this the match? Splat zones on Macamart?
Komar, we expect to see a lot of flanks, most likely short-range weapons. We have seen a lot of cancel shot plays from the last 2 sets. Since I don't know the teams that are going to be joining, like I don't know their roster. The Battlefy is a little bit bigger than what it seems to be. We have Zylar. Oh, Zylar is also a good player. I've seen them a lot in on higher rank servers. I need to remember myself of the +1, +2, and +0 players. Oh, actually no, +0 has ceased to exist, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Oh, Taco as well. We're getting some good teams here. Good teammate, good synergy, just in general.
But I haven't seen zones on this map, especially with how tight it is. I'm wondering how it's gonna go.
Oddly enough,
is it just gonna be a king of the hill sort of situation where everyone just rushes to the center and tries to hold it, or is there gonna be some territory control all around?
I'm expecting a little bit of rush to the boxes on left and right, and once one of the teams get the first picks and gets like a semi wipe or complete wipe, I'm expecting the frontliners, one of them to be underneath the snipe on the left side of the. I mean, it's a little bit odd when talking about a team specifically because our left is going to be dependent on the camera point of view. But basically going to be sharking underneath the drop on the spawn compared to the camera perspective, and the other one trying to go for the flank while one person is going to be securing the zone. If not the backliner, the midliner most likely.
Yeah, I feel it. This is definitely going to be a match where all the players will need to watch all around them. Because if any of the viewers saw the scrims that Fern and I commentated on last week, as particularly during the Clan Blitz matches, there was a lot of sneaking around that caused some big plays. I don't know how that's going to apply to splat zones, but I'm definitely expecting to see something interesting. Something a bit unorthodox even.
Unorthodox. Well, we're about to see right now. I also expect Beastie Coins to keep the no backliner this comp. I'm expecting to see still the K-Pro, Kinsa shot. Maybe they're actually going to run the same comp they just run in tower control because it was a good turf coverage.
Yeah, on this map, playing aggro would be a good idea. We do see a brush out, so that should be interesting.
Ivan wants to redeem his brush. He was using on Rainmaker on the first set. He didn't manage to get the win, but let's see if he can do it on Splat Zones. Here comes the early armor on both teams.
Are they going to try to go in for the early cat?
Very disputed zone indeed. Two juniors on both teams just. Oh,
and they
get the first cat.
They're doing a pretty decent job at holding back Lazarus, actually. We haven't seen any engagements yet that have resulted in one player defeating another, but that might change soon. They're mostly just throwing stuff at each other from long range. We got a Booyah Bomb. That doesn't look like it hit anyone.
Flushing Machine is just trying to... Oh, they're two down on Lazarus right now. The bomb rush from the Charger didn't... Back.
They are holding onto the zone. Oh, but watch out from behind. Billy's trying to give him some trouble.
I expect Lazarus right now with the armor just trying to get the zone as early as they can. This is a good pick on the K-Pro. Now, unfortunately, BC is also using armor to keep as many points as they can from the zone. It's just so hard for Lazarus to get the zone back.
Yeah, Lazarus just needs to... Alright, there we go. That bomb rush helped a lot. And it took out Roundy.
Good play on Taco. Congrats to him. Getting the zone and getting one pick.
It looks like Beastie is still putting on a dominant showing. They just need to pick themselves back up and keep going because they got 60 extra points they need to make up.
They just sink on armor and they're just spamming special. Here comes a hammer with a brush and some missiles.
Yep.
Oh, this is a splash down cancel.
And they... Okay, that was quick.
Lazarus managed to keep trying to get zone back. They already get a lot of penalty because of the first loss from the push from BC Coins with the hammer and the armor. But right now they're just trying to get it back. Is that a splashdown? Yeah, that is a splashdown jump.
One of the times that a splashdown is actually executed well. Because usually those things don't do too good. The super jump splashdown is the meta, provided you're able to aim it correctly and time it correctly.
And since you're a sloshing machine, you don't need to focus that much on the splashdown itself. But if the teammates pay attention to who is jumping to where and who has the special, you can still avoid the splashdown jump. It was a little bit flawed on Beastie Coins. Now Lazarus just seems to get the zone and they might get the easy cheese on the cap.
But
It's a junior paint. It's not good.
Beastie Coins recaps. It's getting really tight now. Like, I thought the Beastie Coins was going to get this one for sure, but Lazarus is putting on a show right now.
Lazarus is not going to give up this match so easily. The junior could have hold. I was expecting the junior to have lost their 1v1s, but no. The junior just kept alive and managed to spam another armor before getting splattered himself.
This is tight.
That was a little bit premature on the brush to use the hammer that early, unfortunately.
Alright.
Lazarus keeping the pressure. Don't need that much time to just get the lead right now. If the bomb rush if he can hold the bomb rush a little bit on. Oh, that's actually just about time. Yeah.
Yep.
Zone goes to Beastie.
That bomb rush is just a period at the end of the sentence. But still, something might happen with the Booyah Bomb.
The hammer.
Beastie Coins is in control, but they have a lot that they need to make up. This is honestly a really tight match. Like, it's looking like black market in Ungopolis right now.
Now, I am expecting to see another push from Lazarus so they can take back zone. I see the Chargers just charging his special, and even without doing that much pressure, they already almost got half zone just the way they're aiming their weapons. Maybe. Oh, the bomb rush premature. I think that's not gonna from the Charger. Bashed?
Yeah.
Bashed? I was expecting you to jump in, but okay.
I'm just. This is too much.
This hard? Too much happening?
Alright. They got the zones back. Lazarus keeps holding them to their points though. They're making sure that they're not like just slacking off. They're defending really well. But now we're at overtime. If they can hold on to the zone, they can hold on to the zone. No, they can't. And
it was a well-played match at the end from Lazarus. I saw what they were trying to do.
Game 1. Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It's come early.
Where are my Joy-Cons on sale right now? But yeah, Lazarus' last push to get the zone was perfect. I was noticing that the specials were like almost in sync to the point if one got the special, it was almost guaranteed the others would have their special as well. And when I saw that the cancer shot from Beastie Coins had lost a 1v1 match, it was a matter of time of when would Lazarus just start their synchronized push with bomb rush. 2 bomb rush, if I may, with burst bombs and suction bomb, the splashdown, and the armor from the junior.
Definitely. There was a lot of coordination with those specials. We had missiles coming out with Booyah bombs, armors with bomb rushes. These guys had plans. They planned their specials ahead of time, for sure.
Energy. Now, what map are Beastie Coins probably gonna choose? I was asking before you joined in, what mode do you expect to see later on these matches? Because this is now the best of 5, not a best of 3. So now we're jumping to Rainmaker on Anchovy.
On winner semis? That's okay.
I think it's best of 5.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, it is best of 5.
This should be interesting.
I'm expecting to see mostly not many changes on the comp. The sloshing machine, Kinsa Shot, and K-Pro still have their advantages on this map. But I don't think Ivan should run the brush here, as it's not gonna help him that much against the other weapons. Not saying he's a bad brush player, I'm just saying that for the team synergy, and mostly because you can still get knocked out of your brush and die while using it very easily, I'm not recommending it.
Yeah, and a map with such an irregular layout like this one, you definitely want to have the best weapon for the job. Maybe something
Buckets
with
and sloshing.
range. Maybe something with a high fire rate if you're going frontline. And on
Or a
Rainmaker,
blaster.
you're gonna need to coordinate your movement.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to have like an entire itinerary on this map and mode combo. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're heading right into it. Let's see what
Rainmaker
they're gonna
is
run.
Rainmaker is an odd fish. You have to like not just leave the carrier to alone. You have to watch it to see if anyone's gonna possibly flank. So we are seeing a return of the brush again.
And the brush is back.
Yeah. There are
Alright.
gonna be no splat chargers this time. It's gonna bamboo, and they're just rushing in to get the first ball.
I like the
Oh, here
movement
comes the
type,
first sound.
but Lazarus beats into it. Let's see who picks it up though.
Actually expecting to see a pick, and then we're gonna see the first one pick it up. Here comes the cancel shot trying to sneak up on the junior, I think. Yeah, the cancel shot was shocking by the Rainmaker. Is a 2v2 here on the right side. Oh my god,
Ooh,
that's a
double by
marvelous pick.
Rosie. But yeah, I'm
Nice
not sure
pick,
about
man.
flanking on this map because everything's cut off in this whole square area. Alright, Armor, is he gonna pick it up? Yes, he is. Ooh, alright.
There's Stand charging the armor for helping the push is gonna be good.
Alright,
But
Booyah Bomb.
yeah.
Doesn't do much though.
The beginning was well coordinated, but the end wasn't well executed. Like it seemed like they were a little bit lost on what to do and where to shoot, so they lost. But still, 39 points is good. Oh, here comes a
They're gonna
possible
try to-
flank from the Nautilus.
Or maybe
Oh,
Silence
yeah.
is gonna try to sneak and just try to take out the others from the distance. This is an interesting flank.
This is an orthodox push.
Oh no,
I love it. This
they're
is amazing.
pushing that way.
Third and the Rainmaker just seems to don't care about convenience. We do what we want. We're gonna push from right. We're gonna push from right.
But it doesn't look like they worked out. So far we've seen 2 cases of guys trying to push, having some sort of an idea, but not able to follow through.
I think Lazarus got a little bit cocky on that push. They were trying to pull a funny joke with the push from the left, from that side, from office. It just didn't pay out. In the end, it is not worth when you push from office. It's not worth it.
Yeah, maybe in league, but not in tournament. Definitely not against the 5 seed. I don't care if you're the 1 seed. These guys are still playing really hard. You saw how close it was in Splat Zones.
That match was close. The beginning of Splat Zones was more favors to BC Coins, but later at the end, Lazarus just managed to keep the push. Let's see if the second push from Lazarus is starting to do more damage instead.
Yeah, hopefully they get serious this time.
Now, Gregor Garrett trying to get the attention of the bamboo, but it doesn't seem to be in favor of Lazarus. Lazarus lost the bamboo right now. Yeah, the Rainmaker is not being able to push on Lazarus' side. Ash, what do you think is the main cause Lazarus not being able to push? Is it the player or just poorly execution of pushes?
Well, that second time, it was just a lack of coordination. The guys were just all over the place. I didn't know if they had a plan that time.
Was more attention to the pick, so I wasn't paying attention much to the specials. Now, yeah, the very well placed suction bomb from the brush. Oh.
Okay, Roundy. Okay,
Oh.
Roundy.
Go Roundy. Go Roundy.
There we go. That's what I was saying about the sneaking. So, yeah, you have to watch from all sectors. Otherwise, that's gonna happen. That's game Beastie Coys 1-1 on the set.
On the set. Best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. We're still a long way to go. Interesting enough, I'm seeing the juniors shine way more on these next matches compared to the next ones. I think Beastie Coy's strength relies on the synchronization of when and when not to use armors.
Oh, definitely. They certainly have had better armor uses than Lazarus have had this set. Taking
with the
on.
end zap.
The Rainmaker pushes.
For the third match, the counter pick was Splat Zones on Wahoo World, one of my favorite maps, I'm going to say so myself. And an interesting one is the only map in Splat Zones with a circular zone. Just one zone and one circle.
This is going to be
I
chaotic.
think. I think the way they managed to build the zone just favors every type of weapon on the game. Backliners, frontliners, midliners, everything. You just need to know how to push in, how to maintain the zone as a weapon of your choice, and then you can easily hold it and win the game. But unfortunately, is a hard map for pushing back once you get stuck in spawn. Because this is a high seeded team, both of them, seed 1 and seed 5, I expect to see both teams trying to camp underneath the spawn, but not for a long time for them not to break through the camping.
Yeah, let's see what they run. Because like you said, you could run anything here with this size and layout. We see a ballpoint.
We see BC Core still relying on the brush.
Again.
Oh, don't know if you catch that, but we also have an unorthodox weapon, the Bamboozler MK2 with the Bomb Rush and the Toxic Mace.
Yeah, with all the choice that this map gives you, you're gonna the one thing that's an issue when it comes to comps is not only choosing weapons that vibe well with each other, but also the specials that come with those weapons.
Like, most people consider the MK2 better for 1v1, but not good for painting. So I was expecting to see MK3 instead.
Good hammer attempt, but Lazarus still has the zone. Not anymore.
Yeah, they lost the zone, but it's still the beginning of the game. Still much thing can be done. Now Gregor is gonna go for the attempt on the flank. Let's see if the ballpoint paid attention, or if someone's. Yeah, let's see. The beacons are going down.
Looks like they saw Gru go.
He's jumping back. He couldn't do much. Josh is just keeping what I said, like keeping the pressure, trying to camp, but now with the BC Coins using armor, they don't seem to be able to keep the pressure on their spawn as much as they could. 2 down on the Lazarus team is the perfect time for them to cap the zone and get more points. Oh, nice hammer. Nice hammer.
Alright. So they have the zone back. Now they just have to push back Lazarus. But also don't forget to check those flanks. Roundy has armor, he decides to pop it now.
A little bit premature, but if it's enough for keeping them away at bay, I think it's recommended.
I mean, they look pretty away right now. And the Booyah Bomb. I think it gets someone.
Lazarus using brush and is probably going to try to push from the right glass right now. Let's see if the ballpoint also has some advantage so they can paint the zone. And they easily cap because of how sync their weapons were.
Yeah, that was a good use of armor on the part of Lazarus. Taco now trying to engage. I don't know who that is. It's a 2v1. Plus the hammer. Alright, Taco gets Guru.
It seems the hammer avoided combat and then returned only to throw it. I think the hammer wasn't well played, but the bamboo play here was amazing.
Definitely.
Pick from the bamboo.
Xylard with a dime on that. I don't know who got him though.
Here's one interesting thing. One of the metas from when using bamboo is guaranteeing the 99.9 damage, which I think is just enough. You can the Xylar is using, but some players avoid putting all the way through because they can still get some damage from enemies stepping on him.
That was a crazy push. Beastie Coys momentarily had the zone, but Lazarus is keeping them at bay for the most part. They get it back, but now they have to make up some.
I think Beastie Coys now is resuming their aggression. Let's see if they can stop the push from the cancel shot, but Vili needs to pay attention. Yep, the suction bomb was from behind Vili, and Vili didn't see it.
And they are still in the lead. Zylard with the bomb rush. Let's see if that helps Cap.
It's gonna be enough with the help of the ballpoint, but unfortunately the suction bombs just get to Beastie Coys again.
Beastie Coys is just not letting up.
As long as they can keep their aggression, they can easily just keep the game and get the win.
Yeah, Lazarus seems to be looking good right now, but BK is making them work for that lead.
One thing I'm gonna say, like, when you're playing Splatoon, I do recommend having volume a little bit up, because as we saw, the hammer was activated, but we didn't see it. I think Lazarus was aware of the hammer being popped, and they were just waiting, just waiting to see where it's gonna pop off.
Definitely invest in a good pair of headphones.
Just pay attention to the game instead of just what you see. Your eyes can deceive you, so trust your earrings as well.
Use all your senses. Though I don't know how smell or taste will work on this. Anyways,
that's sure.
Beastie Coys
Now,
trying to get their lead back. They're out of the deficit. But
can still do it before the overtime. It's not a big lead.
yeah, they're
here
whittling
comes the
away
splashdown.
through the splashdown, and they're out of control.
Damn.
Lazarus gets it back, but the Booyah Bomb! Oh boy. But that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. That was a noble attempt. That was a decent attempt. I like
It was
that.
a very noble attempt. Now, I think what could have made Lazarus won that game, specifically on the last second, was paying attention that the splashdown was the only special activated on the top, knowing that it was like a complete. It was expected to splashdown to just rush in the zone, especially because it's a Tetris and dodging is much faster than just running. And using the splashdown in zone to at least try to uncap from Beastie Coy's favor. If they were expecting that and just aiming up to cancel the splashdown, Beastie Coys could have gotten the lead, the win.
Definitely.
But
But I'm
now,
looking forward to this next match. Black Belly Rainmaker. This is always a riot. Just because of how, like, I guess irregular the map layout is. There is open spaces, there's some alleyways, but it's all like everywhere, and there are multiple routes you can go. So if you play this map mode combo a lot and you have a plan that's surefire, you could see an early end to the match. But if we have two really good teams like what we have now, anything can happen.
we already saw this map on the stream when it was against Poncho Cats versus Beastie Coys themselves. Unfortunately for Beastie Coys, it didn't end well because Poncho managed to get the win from the Rainmaker close to their totem, but it was just like not meant to be, and they had lost to the place from a Blaster and a Tetris and a Charger. They need to be aware of not repeating the same mistakes, so maybe Beastie Coys has the advantage here.
Yeah, because it's always nice to have experience and learn. Anyways, they're off. It looks like they're both teams are running still close quarters setups with a
I'm
brush.
expecting to see the Jet Scorcher just spamming the first ray as we can see and hear. But also I noticed the K-Pro on Beastie Coys is not a K-Pro anymore, it's a K4. So I'm expecting a lot of pushes with bubbles.
Good coordination by Beastie Coys. That was a good 2v1. They knew what they were doing there. Viguru sneaking up with the flank on Zylard.
And the kill on the maze, getting the splat on the maze is very crucial because it keeps Lazarus away from mid and makes the push
They have
easy.
Rainmaker. The missiles. Missiles Rainmaker
Missiles
combo
coming.
might prove difficult for Lazarus, but the Stingray seals the deal.
Gregu couldn't do much. The Ray was just aiming at the Rainmaker and close to him. The Bamboo was on his right side, so he wasn't at his best position to even push the Rainmaker a little bit further. But it was a good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Yeah, if you get a good Stingray and they're aiming that thing like Chris Kyle, it's guaranteed. It's done.
Lazarus just now keep. Oh! I was expecting the
that was
suction bomb to
close.
get the kill.
That was close.
Very close. Very well thrown substitute from Ivan.
All right.
You need to get back mid, but also do not lose. Like, Ivan cannot afford to get splattered here. It's crucial.
Ivan's going a bit too aggro. Maybe they should wait for the rest of the team. The Rainmaker was reset. That's gonna be easier than just trying to run it.
I don't know what he was thinking with the hammer because I didn't see anyone in his front of him. So I think the hammer was a missed opportunity at their part.
I think Ivan was just trying to get rid of it, but at the same time, you shouldn't waste those hammers. Those hammers hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I pretty much got wiped over here. I don't expect the Force to survive this long because of how many people are. Yeah. Like, the aggression. I was expecting him to jump out rather than just keep fighting.
Because I ordered the boost bombs. See if they get anyone.
Oh, the splat bomb kill. Unintentional, but still a good kill.
Right there.
Splat. Hammer is a little bit tricky to use on this match because it's so uneven. So it's not hard. It's not easy to keep a momentum, like going in a straight line and getting the splats. It's a little bit unorthodox, the hammer plays we're seeing right now. And Lazarus is using this disadvantage and just managed to keep Beastie Coys away.
Not sure about the angle on those missiles though. That could have been a bit better. But Taco gets Ivan right out the corner. He's pushing more.
I'm expecting to see Lazarus just stalling the Rainmaker as fast as they are, just stalling the Rainmaker. They don't seem to be wanting to pick it up anymore. So that's why they're not focusing on push.
They could be playing the long game because one bad push could put them at a disadvantage.
The amount of splats that Taco just managed to get before him getting splatted himself was just so many that just shows that Lazarus is just stalling for as much as they can.
Yeah, Taco was being really productive. Taco was just trying to make sure that Beastie Coys was just like had too much on their hands to focus on the Rainmaker.
Josh is doing something quite interesting here. He was just using. I was gonna say that he was just saving the Ray for the better opportunities, and using it now, it still leaves a margin of time he can still farm another one, but like just keeping Beastie Coys away from the Rainmaker in general, or to stop a push.
Definitely.
ATC is a little bit of a settlement. It's not so much stuff happening. Like, Beastie Coys is trying to make a play, but it's just so hard to penetrate Lazarus' defenses. Now, I did mention that the Rainmaker was crucial. The Stingray was crucial, and it seems that maybe you should have saved that Ray for a little bit longer.
Alright.
Oh, that's gonna be it. Yeah, the Ray is ready. There is nothing Beastie Coys can do now. The match is not gonna go overtime anymore. They don't need to pick it up anymore. And Lazarus knows that.
Yeah.
So Lazarus manages to advance to the finals, I believe.
There's winners finals.
Yep, they're going to the winners finals right now. Beastie Coys managed to put a very good fight. I'm not gonna trash talk him. They did play very well, except for the last map was a little bit on more Lazarus sides at the very end. There wasn't much they could have done to push the game forward.
Yeah, you'd think they'd put on a good showing after having matchup experience, but things happen.
Precisely.
So winners finals is going to be Lazarus versus Spad, the agency. Seed 1 versus Seed 3.
I mean, let's see. I haven't updated my brackets yet, so I don't know if Bad has won against Momentum the third match. It seems they have the upper advantage with 2-0.
Yeah, Bad won 3-0.
Oh, I just updated on my.
Question is, are we gonna watch that set now, or are we gonna watch any loser sets?
I saw the connection loss on my screen, and I don't know why I pressed A on my controller, but then I remember I'm not the one streaming anyway. I'm just commentating.
Yeah, nah, with matches as intense as this, it's real easy to get lost into the action.
Indeed. Now I'm gonna actually have a look at the general bracket and let's see how far has the other teams gone. Because like we have stream other teams like Sabiki, and they had they're still in the game. They are just now fighting the Poncho Cats, and they managed to get the first win.
They're 1-0, yeah.
Um,
So it looks like
Crushing
both
Crust. Mm,
both losers matches are in progress right now. So I don't know if
yeah.
we're gonna be watching any of those. If we're putting a match on now, we'll probably be seeing more Lazarus.
Also, I'm just also looking at other teams who have streamed. Crustacean Crusaders unfortunately has lost to Assault and Pepper. Assault and Pepper, it is a team that also play on SAC. They are a very hard team to fight. I think Crustacean Crusaders is also on SAC, so I hope Crustacean Crusaders could have used that match as preparation for the next SAC event. Arctic Moon and Midnight. I know Arctic Moon is. I'm not. I don't remember if Midnight is as well. I need to check on the SAC server. But I'm seeing that most of the teams that are surviving until the very end, that has a still chance of winning, are Assault and Pepper. They're facing right now Arctic Moon, then Poncho Cat versus Sabiki, and then we are waiting on the round 4 to fight Beastie Coys or Momentum.
Mm.
Do you have any favorites for the losers round, Bash?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know too much about the history of these teams. I'll be honest, but
To be honest, most of these teams
whoever
we saw
wins
was
against the
pickups.
Salt and Pepper and Arctic Moon, I know the Beastie Coys. After the showing that we've seen from them, the Beastie Coys are gonna give them some trouble.
Sequoias has the advantage because they were also well placed on the next SAC, and if like it pretty much saying that a team that played well on the season 0 of SAC versus a team that's playing currently season 1 of SAC.
Mm.
So like Beastie Coys has technically on paper the better experience. I expect Beastie Coys to go to the losers finals again and maybe fight back against Lazarus on a comeback of the century.
We'll see.
But it's also going to depend on bad if on the team bad the agency. They would have to face that team in the way of losers finals.
Hmm. You think Momentum will make their way to losers semis?
Mm, I think I think they might. Because Momentum is the team, and Sabiki, the team that is currently winning against Poncho Cat, the team that's going to decide who's going to advance to the next round. They are a pickup screen. I'm not saying that people can't do perform well under pickup circumstances, but like compared to like when Salt and Pepper has just beat Arctic Moon and they're advancing to fight Beastie Coys, and Momentum. I'm saying that Momentum might have an advantage over Sabiki only because they are not a pickup screen.
Mm.
Anyway, having gotten to the quarters final of round 4, round 5, like just in general, all teams that managed to get this further in the tournament, they they deserve recognition because they are not bad teams. They are very well good teams. They play very consistently. They coordinate their stuff. They don't need to feel bad for losing if at any point of this tournament, any further on the next matches, on the next sets.
Yeah, props to all the teams that have made it this far. They've faced some heavy competition.
I'm actually a little bit curious on how many streams are actually commentating this tournament as well. Like I've saw a lot of links on the Discord server.
Anyways, an update. Assault and Pepper takes it over Arctic Moon 2-1. They'll move on to losers quarters to face the Beastie Coys. That's a seed 5, seed 6 match.
So best of 3.
Mm.
Beastie Coys and Assault and Pepper. Have they fought? I'm checking if they fought anyone else on the brackets. No, because didn't face them. There is no redemption. So we're now seeing Lazarus against.
Bad the
Oh, we're
agent.
seeing the winners finals actually. Bad versus Lazarus.
This should be a fun, fun set.
Not fun, just like full of well sets of skills from all teams. Like I see Emme backlining, I see Josh back again. He's gonna backline for sure.
Wait, am I seeing this right?
Yeah,
Clams on the reef? Is that what they're starting out with, or is that just placement?
it's predetermined. It's actually it's predetermined. The first match is Clan Blitz on the Reef.
This should be fun because the reef's a pretty evenly organized map, and as we all know, everyone's trying to get better at Clan Blitz. So this should just be a map mode combo where everything is laid out evenly, and it's just gonna be pure reflex and skill over anything. Of course, strategizing to some extent will be important, but I'm expecting the frontliners to just rush through. The backliners got to have eyes everywhere. Both teams need to put on a show if they want to win.
Exactly. I'm looking a little bit on the roster from Bad. It's also a little bit weird because their team called Bad, but they're not bad. But it's gonna be weird calling them out like a push from Bad. Is I'm gonna call them the agency actually, just to make it better. But like I expect to see a rapid from the Vinyl player on the agency. I'm expecting to see Charger from Emmett. Kairu and Genies, I not familiarized with their set of skills, so I might expect just frontline in general or a midliner like a Kansas shot or junior armor spam.
Mm. Anyways, we're off. Winners finals begins now.
Do you think it's like actually? I'm not gonna ask who do you think is gonna win, but do you think we're gonna see all matches being played or destruction from just one team?
I'm honestly
Oh.
not sure. I mean, Lazarus
Oh,
has been pretty reliable, so if they win, I'm expecting them to win a few matches just flat out, just with authority, like really early win. But Bad might take some matches, and Bad might give them some trouble too. We saw the set against Beast Decoys. Lazarus isn't infallible, so
I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't say disappointed per se, but like seeing the custom explosion for the baller pushes is a little bit weird. But just that Lazarus, oh my god, Vinyl just gets the two splash over there on the bridge, but Zylar is gonna
they're gathering
attack them
clams.
back. Yeah.
Are they about
And-
to? Are they about to score? They do score.
Actually, we have a disconnection. We have a
Oh,
disconnection from the other team. Technically speaking, the disconnection happened before the points. I don't know if they're gonna redo it or not, but let's see how. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, no, they're just scoring because there was a DC. We don't need to commentate anymore.
you hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone. Just
Fortunately.
this.
According to the laws of redo, we are getting the same match with the same comps. No change on anything.
All right.
So I'm gonna actually just point out a little bit that we are also having two chargers from Lazarus, the bamboo and the Kansas scope. It's a little bit hard because you don't have enough turf, but you do have a lot of aggression. It's a baller for the risky pushes on Clan Blitz, which is also present on the other team, but on the hands of Custom Explosion. Now, I do understand why they picked the Custom Explosion, because if you have control of bridge, it's very hard to get an Explosion out of the bridge.
Mm.
You will need very well placement of bombs and such. And oh wait, something's going on. There's a sub coming in on for the agency. It seems that so we are now getting to wait on the sub. I don't know if the sub has to play the missing weapon or not. Okay. Mm. Anyway, we also saw juniors and NZAP, so armor spam as far as they could. That was an interesting comp on Clan Blitz. I'm not gonna lie, it was interesting. Ash?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just
Uh,
not sure what's happening.
I'm a little bit
I don't have
confused.
I don't have too much to say about this particular scenario. So
I have a change in host because of better internet connections. Not sure. Let's see. I didn't pay attention to who was hosting, but let's hope that the next host the connection is a little bit better.
yeah, you're already fighting against a competitive team. You don't want to be fighting against the internet too.
I don't fighting against the
This is
internet.
This is why we do lands when we can. Unfortunately, it's a bit hard right now, but yeah.
Coronavirus is a little bit sad, honestly. I just heard news that the president of some countries might have been diagnosed with positive for coronavirus, which is not gonna help. Like the markets have already been like pretty detrimental. I've seen a lot of friends that invest on financial stuff, and they actually are not happy at all with the crash on the markets.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It seems to be good to go back into the room.
Definitely. Hopefully, we don't see any DCs this time.
Okay,
'Cause
so Zyler is
that
gonna
would be
host this
bad.
time. Everyone, just press A because you're not changing weapons anyway.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road, folks. Come on. Come on.
Bash, don't. I know why we can't press A. I'm just saying that because most of the teams are just gonna be spamming A all the time, but they don't know the struggle of setting up the setup on streams. It's a little bit harder than just press A.
Yeah.
I was just calling out that I knew they would call out the pressing A on us not pressing A.
Thank your TOs, folks. I'd say hug your TOs, but that's probably not advised right now.
And the streamers, give them a gift at the end of the year. They deserve it.
Give them subs, give them bits, give them all that. Anyways,
And money. Back to the match.
Action.
So rushing mid, let's see who can get the bridge on the first push.
Yeah, taking the bridge is really important on this map. You want that leverage over the enemy. So they're slowly gathering clams. They're throwing stuff at each other, but okay. Okay,
so
two guys on bad.
The agency had lost 2 teams already. Lazarus is just trying to get turf and trying to get the better position for a better push.
Yeah, Lazarus just wants to make the best push possible. So they're trying to make it clear. Taco's got the power clam.
Now here's an interesting thing. Like there wasn't any good push right now because like it wasn't maybe not good moments of armor being synced or something. I was expecting like just some points at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, Lazarus is certainly taking their time this time around.
It seems that both teams are just in a standby. They can't seem to push that very further. I don't seem to point out the reasons. So Zylard's trying to get a possible flank on the far left. He's trying to do the pressure with the Curdlings, but not much he can do. He can't approach it from close range combat as a bamboo.
Yeah, maybe they're both just playing really defensively.
Agency is trying to get some push to start right now with the Booyah Bomb, but it doesn't seem the Booyah did much damage, and they had to pay for that. Lazarus just stopped the push from even beginning.
All right, they're gathering. They're gathering a lot of clams.
Get the bridge as well. It's on Lazarus' control, but just like the agency doesn't seem to give them any
Okay.
window for scoring.
They just need to throw it. They just need to throw it.
Nice. It's starting. Yeah, go.
Spot on Kairu and the score.
Score on Billy. It was a well placed 1v1 got over there, and that's gonna be the end.
Before they can score anything.
Josh seems
gathering clams. The next push.
to have lost the bridge, unfortunately, to the K-Pro and the Junior. I think that the agency is just trying to get control of as much as they can before pushing, but the problem is that I think they're losing to 1v1s before they can even get map control. So that's why we're having such a tied match in between both teams. Let's see if the armor from Viley will help.
They just gotta aim higher.
The explosion is well his baller trying to avoid a push from the end zap, but in the end they had lost the ball because of that. Really unfortunate. I think Lazarus is just now managing to get more turf compared to the agency. Oh, it's a double with the suction bomb. Viley,
That was a
devil.
really nice suction bomb. That just snuck
But
up on him. Like the
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, it was a good throw on the suction bomb, but it seems that all skills went to the suction bomb and not to the power clam.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was manageable score.
Yeah, it's not about. Well, sometimes it's just about keep trying to score, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's true.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, okay. The push was a very heavy one, so Lazarus don't need to worry that much, because if they manage to get either another power or just keep them at bay, they still need a lot of points to even scratch the surface of the 18 points the agency needs.
Yeah,
Genius was trying for the push, but unfortunately both balls were lost during that, and the agency is just being pushed back to their spawn because of that.
Yeah, agency needs to play really smart, but also really aggressively now, because time's running out, and they're down 119.
I think we might. They actually got wiped. Lazarus got wiped. It's just now a matter of being able to keep this push as much alive as they can, and making sure there's a power clan by the end of the timer.
Agency
Because
I see flank attempts.
Mathematically speaking, this is very hard for the agency to pull off. They didn't have enough clamps or enough time to get the victory. So
and
Lazarus
hoarding all the clams, and that's gonna be game, isn't it?
I think what Lazarus is trying to do at the end of the match is trying to take a group picture at the very end to post it on Twitter. I respect that.
That'd be disrespectful to everyone. To the agency, to me, to you.
It's considered a disrespect moment. Can you think of a disrespect moment in Smash? Like, what would you equivalent that to it?
There are so many disrespectful moments. Like, I've seen guys, like, fail to get a rest as Jigglypuff, and then instead of, like, getting a smash attack or anything, the enemy just jabs them awake. Like, I don't need that. You're bad. You're bad.
So breaking the shields on Smash, that's also a little bit disrespect, and just pushing them off the edge with the side B charge.
But yeah, Lazarus, post that picture on Twitter. Do it. You won't.
I'm not judging you. You can do a lot, any salty things you want.
Do it.
You do you, I do me.
Anyways, no, that was the previous map mode combo. Unless they're running it back.
No, they're gonna change. They're gonna change. I mean, I don't think it's actually allowed to run the same map twice. What do you expect to see the agency counterpick with?
I mean, from what I've seen, if they have played against Lazarus before, that one match that was taken off last time was a Splat Zones match. Maybe they'll play a Zones map.
Interesting. I am actually expecting to see zones as well, but maybe Mako Mart again or other favorite modes.
Tower
We're going to
control on
talk.
Inkbot Art Academy. Yeah, I was seeing the stream. I was gonna say something, but yeah, this should be interesting. This is an
Think,
I've never
yeah,
seen
go.
this map on Tower.
Really?
It's
It's interesting. The first checkpoint is easy for snipers to get some quick shots. The problem is that at the beginning of the match, everyone's expecting people to drop. So, and also someone might flank from the around the right boxes and left boxes, depending on the perspective of the camera, obviously. Um, I think what's going to happen is, well, first of all, comp-wise, we're gonna see both charges on both teams. I don't know if Zyler is gonna keep flexing the bamboo. He might. It's a little bit. Is a little bit. I don't know. I don't see him doing that on tower control right now. I'm still expecting to see K Pro, Kansas Shaw Jr. and Nzaps just keeping the same comp as it is.
mm,
Mhm. What else?
yeah. This has got a pretty small center, so I'm expecting
Oh.
it to be a mad dash to the tower.
I
We
think
do see
Josh
some
is calling me
scopes,
out. Josh is using the Hydra for armor. And there's also a Flingza on the comp.
Hydra, Flingza, and Bamboo. That is an interesting combo. I want to see what they do with it.
I'm expecting maybe to see an early armor from the Hydra, and then the Hydra is going to be pushing more pressure on the enemy team.
Agency tries to push back Lazarus there, but Taco is... Ooh, okay. I think that was just an assist on the bomb, but...
Still, Lazarus has the advantage. They can start pushing, and they're using the armor to survive the charger that's using Ray right now.
Emmett shuts down Taco and goes for the Stingray to clear the tower.
Very well placed Stingray from Emmett. Very well.
Get moving. Now Agency
Now
has
the
to
Kansas shot is...
tower. Is this the right time
Let's see
to
if they
push
can...
missiles?
Getting the missiles so the backliners can stay as far away from the tower as possible is the best. The Hydra is already down, unfortunately. The Charger is just having his way on the tower, and he has Ray already. So he can either just keep pushing on tower, use Ray on tower is a little bit risky. Oh, actually, I think they're gonna try from better position and then use a Ray.
Second checkpoint.
Or maybe not.
We up on misses. Taco tries to go for the tower, but Pyru stops.
The agency just has this, just had this push so well executed. Like, very good picks from both teams. It was just amazingly well. There's nothing I can say bad from that. It was just perfect.
Lazarus.
I mean, the only
back,
thing,
though.
that is not perfect is because it wasn't a KO. Yeah, Emmett is just trying to get a position on himself so he can get some snipes on Lazarus. The Hydra is well out of his position, so that's why he's staying a little bit back from the left side of the map.
Lazarus doing everything they can to shut down the advance, taking their time when it comes to pushing themselves. But the Booyah Bomb, that gets
it was
the double.
intended.
That gets the double, yeah.
It was intended on the backline because they know if the backline is down on tower control and on Inkbot Academy, there's nothing they can do.
Good stuff on Kyrie, getting the Booyah Bomb double, and then pushing.
And keeping the pressure under the enemy spawn as well.
Yeah, lots of good pressure.
It's like the junior from the agency is just showing off their skills as hard as they can. It's amazing to see when a junior can actually get so many good picks.
Definitely. Josh on the tower, trying to use that spot link
to his favor, but unfortunately he's getting pushed out and getting pressure from the junior.
Manages to push
nice
back
pick on Vindo, nice pick.
But Josh needs to get back on the tower, or just someone. Alright.
Let's see if Lazarus.
Josh pops the armor. Trying to get the check.
Emmet doesn't have Ray, so most likely they're just gonna be able to stop Lazarus on the second checkpoint. There's a good pick on Billy with the Flingza Roller, but the K-Pro is just gonna shut him off. And yeah, here comes the Ray. The second checkpoint is not gonna be able to be broken, and there's no one on Lazarus' team that can actually keep pushing the tower.
Okay,
with,
I saw Taco
with much ease.
But yeah, the whole team needs to be there just so the push can stay alive.
Lazarus is just like refusing to stop the push. They don't have a Ray, so it's actually yep, it's alive. Lazarus
I mean, it's
is gonna
a
get
minute
the,
left, so of course they're gonna be desperate. But it looks like they're making it work. Taco approaching the third checkpoint now. Suction bomb, not quite well aimed. Zylar jumps on. Now everyone's just
lead. Lazarus is now gonna lay down a little bit and just stay as far as they can. Josh placing a well-positioned Ink Mine so they can keep awareness of the enemy team and getting 2 pigs on the way. Amazing display of backlining skills. Is that gonna be a triple?
I'd say they're fighting tooth and nail, but Inklings don't have fingernails.
That's true, actually, because they don't have bones. And neither hair. So now here's the last chance for Agency to get the victory. They need to keep the push as much alive as they can. Now, they have all specials. Can Emmet sync a good Ray so they can do a good push? Here comes overtime. Gensel shot is down. The Hydra is down.
They almost popped the Stingray. Alright, they're approaching the checkpoint. It's a 3v1.
K-Pro couldn't win it.
Decided by a single point. Good effort by the Agency, but Lazarus will take game 2.
I'm not gonna say the push was dead from the beginning. It was deemed like the Agency had a very good opportunity to push. If they had gotten the splat on the Hydra, Emmet could have gone back off a little bit and then use the Ray to keep the push alive a little bit longer. And then the Agency could have gone. So I wouldn't say it was a misplace of the Booyah, but it was a very tight match.
It was just Lazarus pretty much outplaying Agency there, and Agency just, I guess, hesitating with the specials, because they could have popped the Stingray and let someone else take the tower. If they had that Stingray going, it might have helped them a lot. But anyways, what do you think next map's going to be?
This is still, I think the finals, the winners finals is still a best of 5.
Yep.
I did call out that Lazarus was a little bit laid off with the Hydra choice and the Flingza Roller. They were trying to put some, not gonna say salt, but unconventional weapons. Like, we don't see, like, as from all these matches, we never seen a Flingza Roller pop up, so it is unconventional. I'm gonna say that for sure. I'm expecting Lazarus to be a little bit more unconventional with their weapons, maybe. It's gonna be depending a little bit on the mode. I'm probably gonna see splat zones. I expect Agency to choose splat zones at least. Yeah. So it seems that the next map is gonna be splat zones mode. Sorry, but the map in general, I think it needs to be coordinated to their best favor. I don't see them.
We're getting word that it's Inkblot. They're staying on Inkblot.
Inkblot. Interesting.
They're running it back. They're just changing the mode.
Just changing the mode.
You think they're gonna have to update the weapon comp at all? I feel like a Splatling would be good on zones.
I mean, I know a little bit about the arsenal from these backliners. I don't expect Josh to use a vanilla, like a heavy remix, the more common or a ballpoint just yet, because I think he wants to pull some sneaky out of it, maybe a knee leader. And Emmet, I think he's gonna go for the fire thing, just because I know these players a little bit. But yes, Splatlings would be a good choice on these maps, on this mode especially. What do you think about mid-lighting and slaying? Do you think we're still gonna see the bamboo and the Flingza Roller?
I mean, at least the Bamboozler's been working pretty well. We might see that come back. Not so sure about the roller.
The roller is a little bit iffy. If they're gonna go for a roller, I would recommend the Kansas Plat roller because the bubbles are so they're so good on that set. And if you know how to use the bubble combo with the pressure, keeping the pressure on the enemy spawn is just keeping them away from the zone is just perfect.
Yeah, bubbles are
what
great
else?
on zones.
I think sloshing and bucket are also good because of the edges of the map itself. So you can keep the backliners a little bit further and also keep them away from the top if you are on the bottom. Like, it's just a very good pressure weapon in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say on this mode, I'd personally take a slosher over a roller. More
Mhm.
mobility. Plus, you get that combo with the bubbles.
It's true.
You can be really, really nasty offensively.
Uh, Maybe now here's the thing. I don't know. I don't want to keep talking because the longer I talk, the less likely something is gonna happen. Because the last match I just got wrong on all my predictions in general. I actually am just anxious to see the weapons right now. They're gonna pop up. Oh, we see
Okay, we see
Josh
a
on the
ball
ballpoint.
And we
And
see
the
a
fire
scope.
thing. The fire thing I was right. Scope and unscope is more of the player's preference. It doesn't make much difference, it's just a little bit of higher range, but the unscope had the advantage on the swimming with your charge up. That's a good pick on Zyler for sure, keeping the agency back, but unfortunately it's a 2v2 right now. Vinyl was trying to get the kill, but Bamboo was way faster at splatting than the junior.
Vinyl's having a pretty decent run too, but right now Lazarus has the zone. They just need to push back the agency and keep the zone under control. Vinyl pops armor.
I see why they would pop armor, but I think they may be rushing a little bit because there is no other specials, and yeah, so the armor was completely pointless here. Like,
Yeah,
there was no synchronization.
They didn't know what to do with that, the team. And now Lazarus is just pushing them back.
The thing about this...
Now they gain control. Vinyl takes it over Taco.
Yeah,
Armor. This time I think they have a better idea of what to do with it.
Yeah, the armor was well more played here than it was before, with a little bit more synchronization from the Booyah Bomb, from the K-Pro, getting that pressure on Lazarus. It was a very well placed.
Now they're on the defensive.
Charger is already doing what Chargers do on this map, just staying on top of the map. Now we see an Ink Jet. If Cairo can lead this, it's gonna be crucial here.
That Ink Jet.
The agency is one down. If Cairo could have kept himself alive, he could have built his Booyah and stopped the push a little bit further and kept Lazarus a little bit off the zone. Now the missiles did come in handy when taking that zone from the agency. The agency kept in the zone. It was perfect.
Taco's gonna probably try to go on the street, but Taco's shut down.
Fortunately, he didn't have his Inkjet, Taco's Inkjet early, so if he had it a little bit sooner, maybe they could have used it and kept the agency a little bit bad. The agency is now getting the lead, and I think we're expecting a Booyah to keep the pressure, because we're seeing Bomb Rush from the Bamboo.
Kyrie with the Booyah Bomb.
And also the Lazarus just used the armor to get to survive the Booyah, and the Inkjet for assistance. Nice pick, nice pick.
Kyrie with the Vengeance.
Cairo couldn't do anything. He's a K-Pro and a Fire Thing trying to get zone. That's not happening. We don't even need to think twice.
But now it's agency back on the defensive. Lazarus is going to try to maintain this momentum as long as he can.
I speak on Josh, Emmett. Congrats. That's a good one.
Emmett wearing the scope real nicely, though.
Now they just need to keep zone and hold it for 2 minutes and they win. Actually, I think this might be the agency's game.
Yeah, it's all a battle of attrition. Emmett just needs to keep the high ground and just aim really, really well.
Survive the burst bomb rush.
That too.
Interesting enough. I was expecting people that use Burst Bomb Rush to be a little bit more aggressive. Oh my god, that pick. Good moment. Good moment from Emmett. Thank you very much for blessing us.
They just keep handing control to each other.
I would say that it was an opportunity to get people off guard. Like, we saw that Emmett managed to get the pick on the Inkjet. Too bad the Inkjet had failed, but the fact that Emmett got picked by Josh later made the zone from Lazarus so easy to do later. Now, Emmett trying to get the bomb rush to get the zone, that's a little bit... that's perfect to just... No objections, basically, from Lazarus.
It worked.
Wait. Is the ballpoint flanking? I'm confused. Wait, what? Yeah, the ballpoint was on their drop. That's a very unorthodox ballpoint play, but I'll take that.
That is... Yeah, that's gutsy.
It's very gutsy. Josh is trying to get a ring over the zone so he can at least uncap it so they can go to overtime.
Now Josh has the armor.
Yeah, he's trying to build the flank basically and putting defense as far as he can, I think. Or actually, no, he's playing safe now. He's playing safe. He's not gonna flank anymore.
Splat-link flanking. That is an interesting picture.
Here's the thing. They need to sync the specials. Burst Bomb, Booyah Bomb, and Armor to get the zone back. Come on, come on.
That
So
bomb
clutch.
good attempt.
Oh,
But-
this is Agency's game for sure. Vinyl, paint that side, please. Thank you, Vinyl.
There we go.
Agency man. So it's 2-1 for Lazarus right now.
Agency avoids the sweep. Let's see if they can bring it back. Get the reverse 30.
Reverse 30 on the winners final. On the winners finals, they're still on the grand finals. If Lazarus manages to, sorry, if the Agency manages to get a win the winners finals, friend Cannon that's probably not watching the stream a beer when I see him because like it's just like I wasn't expecting that. Like, but I'm gonna say that the last push from the Agency was just perfect in general.
Yeah. If Agency somehow wins these next two matches, it will be a beautiful upset.
Oh,
On Piranha Pit. Ooh boy, I love this map mode combo.
so
Like,
1 minute.
unironically, this map mode combo is crazy.
So how long do you think it will last? I'm betting 1 minute. Not because of the teammates, just because like in general, that every time we watch this match, it was always fast.
20 seconds. I give him 20 seconds.
20 seconds, okay.
But just the nature of Clan Blitz and just how irregular the map architecture is, just gets me every time. Gets me hyped.
Okay, we're using the Price is Right rules. Okay, so if it's 21 seconds, you have to buy me a drink.
Mm-hmm.
What comps do you expect to see right now? I actually expect to see a ballpoint on both teams. If not, maybe the Kansas scope
Maybe.
for the baller.
Yeah, Rain have on this map, but at the same time, those frontliners will want something that they can dive into and just overwhelm the enemy with speed.
I would expect an L3 because the baller and the curling are almost kind of perfect for this mode. Probably also a CDS because of the range and the splat bomb is a good set. But here's the thing, I don't know if any of these players know how to use them. So I'm a little bit like, I would suggest good weapons are going to be those three that I just say. But I don't know if any of them are going to choose to use them. That's the problem with sometimes commentating. You expect some weapons to jump in, but you have to know that some players prefer not to use them.
Okay. So we do have a ballpoint, and we do have the scope, both back from previous game.
not the Kansas scope, it's the Stingray, which is interesting choice. The Ray can be useful here on Ray for sure, on Climb Blitz. Unfortunately, the agency already lost 2 teammates, and the Vinyl's armor couldn't do much, unfortunately.
But Vinyl's wasting no time in getting those clams. They just need to hold on to them.
And getting another armor for sure.
Team just needs a coordinated push now. See the Stingray coming out from Lazarus.
To get the pick on the backliner and the enemy team, but unfortunately it didn't do much. Taco is just juggling clams so they can form at least a power clam. Neither teams have a power clam, but they have the right amount to do one. Taco wasn't paying attention to his back and managed to get splattered by the K-Pro, which gets 2 kills over here. Is he gonna get a 3rd one?
Good stuff by Kyrie.
Yes, it was well executed. Now let's see if they can manage to keep the basket for as long as they can.
Booyah bomb.
Almost gets stalked, but it doesn't.
Yeah, Kyrie
Well,
just put the exclamation mark on that. And the agency is already starting the next sentence. 35.
Now here's the thing. Genies has survived more time than his teammates needed to survive. So like the fact that the Genies had that much skill surviving a 3v1 was just amazingly well executed. Even though he didn't get anyone, he stole Lazarus on their base enough so they can all respawn and not lose a power clam and not lose points. Well performed on Genies.
Josh struggling to get shots, only hitting 1.
He's keeping the pressure on the right conveyor is important for Lazarus because then he can keep the backliner and the front lines away from their basket.
Alright, we got a trade. That is good. That is some good Stingray use by Billy.
They're gonna use it to push, but still to keep the agency away. I think there's someone trying to flank, but they gave up on the idea of it since Josh was paying attention as well as the end side.
Yeah, Lazarus is just gonna have to move crazy.
Now, that was a good pick.
Yeah, I feel like Billy could have snuck
Go Vinyl. Vinyl managing to 2v1 the Lazarus managed to get them the push they needed to score again. Having in mind, Lazarus didn't manage to score at all in 3 minutes of match. So, it just shows how the agency is just keeping the pressure as long as they can.
Okay, good 2-piece by Kyrie there. I like that. Giannis trying to push. Getting shut down by Taco. Who unleashes the baller.
Interesting. This one's unfortunately a good trade, but I think the baller was a little bit anticipated because it cuts Lazarus' options for a good push. I think it was maybe too early and too panicky for Lazarus' liking.
Josh unleashes the Stingray. Taco's gonna try to use it for cover, as well as the bubbles. And Lazarus scores. Another power clam goes in, and now they're to 60.
Need a power and 2 clams to get the lead, I think, but that's not gonna be enough. At least it was a good push. They are on the last minute mark. It's still anyone's game if anyone can play their cards right. I'd like to point out that the fact that Josh had a power clam and then threw it back, that moment when you see the backliner trying to do that, it's a clear indication that he wants to use his special, the Ray, and then someone to go forth and then just jump. So like, that's what Josh is trying to do. It's keeping the ball alive but using his Ray. Fortunately, Josh doesn't seem to be able to get a good positioning for himself, so he can't neither start the push or support with the Ray correctly. And since he's holding the last power clam of the match, it's a little bit hard for the Lazarus to win right now in the last.
Agency doing a good job of locking down the area. They just need to get some good splats and just have them drop the clams to seal the deal.
That's gonna be not enough for Lazarus to win. So Agency managed to win the second game. Now this is gonna be a very close match, and no one is paying anyone's drink because we both miss our bets on the how long was this match going to be. Well played maneuvers from both the Agency and Lazarus, but the fact that the Agency had so much turf control just made the game so much into favor for the Agency. And apparently they were so well decided on the match, they already had decided Anchovy tower control.
This should be a good winners finals. I'm expecting both teams to just ball out. Rush to the tower. Provide
I'm expecting to
watch
see
from the top of the map. Stingrays everywhere.
Stingrays everywhere. Yeah, I'm sure Emmett and Josh are just gonna go for the charges itself. As I mentioned before, going scope and unscope is more of a preference choice on the player. There is advantages for both of them. The scope version has a little bit more range. The unscope, it allows you to charge your shots and then use them while swimming. It's like a Nautilus would do. But a good charger player needs to be able to do both of them. It's not like it's a meta thingy, it's just like a preference choice, basically. Any changes from the support from the Agency, but I think I'm going to expect some changes from Lazarus. They seem to have more weapon variety. Respect Bash.
So yeah, let's see what comp they go for on this game 5. We see the Nautilus and another Splatling.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. The NZAP and the Nautilus is expected. Armor with the Inkjet is always a good thing to have on your team. Here comes the first armor from Lazarus. They're trying to do the first push, but they're going to be counter missiles from Lazarus, unfortunately.
Taco with a really good push, taking out Vinyl, taking out Emmett. Oh my god! That triple. That was
Meeting next
baby.
tonight.
Ooh, baby. I mean, the last one was sort of free because it was a super jump, but Taco doing really good playing offense. And now the tower is being pushed really deep into enemy territory. Giannis popping the missiles right away.
Speaking on Josh, he managed to get the missile kill. I don't think they managed to push a little bit further. Lazarus is gonna stop the right here, and the Aegis is just gonna try to get map control.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing. Now, if the Agency play their cards right, they can manage to not only get the first checkpoint, but the second as well. Here comes the Booyah. I'm expecting after the Booyah the Ray, or a little bit earlier maybe.
Yeah, that's some good coordinate. Okay, they both threw Booyah bombs at each other. That's Stingray from the tower. That's...
The Agency is just managing to get most of the turf right on their drop. If Lazarus do not pay attention right now, they can lose their lead and the second checkpoint. Oh, Emmett wasn't on a favorite position.
Making it to checkpoint 2. The Booyah bomb to clear.
The Nautilus get the splat on Vinyl, stopping the Agency's push at 46 points. Oh, nice pick on Emmett. Well played. 2 picks.
Emmett's getting good looks. But they had to retreat.
Only Emmett right now. He got his first 2 kills right now on that moment. Very well played. Still expecting to see a little bit more on tower control. Now let's see if Lazarus managed to get a second push coming in right now.
just not going to be enough to stop Lazarus from reaching the next checkpoint.
Lazarus managed to get the second checkpoint down. Now it puts a little bit more pressure on the agency. Lazarus now is sharking, but I don't think it's gonna work that. Oh no, it's actually gonna work. Unfortunately, no. You shouldn't have shot revealing your position.
Yeah,
But
really
that's how things go. Actually, this might be an interesting. It was an attempt from the agency to push, but I don't think are they actually gonna be able to do it. Do you think?
Maybe. I mean, like both.
They're getting good picks now.
It's clear that both teams want this really, really bad.
Yeah. We can't forget this is the last match of the winners finals. Everyone is just giving all they got. Yeah, Lazarus managed to stop the push. We didn't manage to get even close to the second checkpoint, unfortunately. Maybe now they're 2 down. The agency might be able to start a next push and maybe get the tower at least on their snipe.
Josh is pushed back.
Entering the way with a Booyah Bomb, but it's not going to be good enough.
No avail. Giannis keeping the tower held, but Lazarus is back.
In the pressure, they only need 30 seconds to guarantee the victory right here. If I were them now, I would just guarantee mid, not getting flanked, and saving the specials for when actually required. Vinyl gets the tackle.
Alright. Vinyl taking the tower.
Oh damn, the
Good
charger is
cover
down
from
from the
that
agency.
suction bomb. This is their last push. This is their last chance.
Lazarus is using armor to stop the push. Remember, Emmett's back on tower, but it's gonna be...
Oh! Okay, Vinyl. And now they got their own
You
armor.
were beautiful. They got wiped.
Okay, and the missiles. And that's it. That is it. Game,
Fucking
set,
God, Vinyl.
and match.
You were
Bad the
MVP
agency.
player
What?
here.
An upset. We didn't think they would be able to do it, but they did. They did.
They managed to.
And yeah, Lazarus will be sent to losers finals.
And as well, this is our this is gonna be bye for Lazarus and going to losers bracket, and the agency is gonna advance to the grand finals.
Yeah, the agency will beat the winner of either Lazarus or Momentum. But this will be, unfortunately, that last match is the last match that will be streamed here.
Thank everyone for tuning in, for watching our commentary. I appreciate everyone giving us the chance to do so. Thank you very much for Nitro for setting up the stream for us, so me and Bash and Spam could commentate. It was very much, very much. It was good. I thank you all for that.
Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate you being here. We hope that we put on a good show. We hope you enjoyed our commentary. We definitely hope you enjoyed these crazy matches that these teams put on. Hopefully, Lazarus, Momentum, and the agency all do as well as they can for the rest of the tournament.
Good luck to both teams, and because it's still anyone's game. Lazarus could still pull out a victory from losers and come back to facing against the agency. I would like, if any of you like to follow us, we have at Nitrogi YouTube for the streamer setup. We have me, myself, Superfern013 at Twitter, and you, Bash?
At Bash-4.
Now, I don't remember if Samson did say his Twitter. I don't. Oh yeah, I have it here with me on my notes. Samson's SPL at twitter.com. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next stream.
Yep. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Bye.